windmills, wind energy things out there. A couple cows, saw wild horses, some snow on the mountaintops. It does look green, but if you look, there's patches of snow everywhere. But anyway, still on my way home. I won't be home for another couple hours, so I'm just bringing y'all along. That's all there is to it. Y'all are hanging out, so if you get bored and you're watching this, speed it up 2 times, whatever. Unless you want to hear what I got to say, then that could be interesting, because I have a high-pitched voice. I have a kid's voice anyway, so speeding up my voice, it's gonna be like a chipmunk on nuts. But okay, so let's see. So I didn't know that there was a panic community until it was a year ago in January. I discovered a couple panners and stuff. I think, let's see, it's probably Jessica that does it, and it was like beauty and basketball. She changed it now. She goes by Jessica. And discovered this whole panic community because I had makeup, I had some things. I've had some things when I worked for, in the past, I worked for a couple other prestige cosmetic lines. And then when I moved out here, I didn't. I was teaching embroidery, sewing machines, high-tech machines and stuff, and more of my focus was books. My specialty, I read a lot, hence the name Read, and so I had quite a collection, and urban fantasy is one of my favorites. So I'm a big urban fantasy person. History on that, when I was little, the house we lived in, our neighborhood had a lot of, like, 3 or 4 retired teachers. There's only 5 houses on our street. It was next to the cemetery. Oh, there's 6 houses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, we lived by the cemetery, so it wasn't like it was, other than funerals, was when it's busy and stuff. But one of the neighbor lady that lived across, Miss Margie, and her birthday was almost the same day as my birthday. Margie was fantastic. Margie was a retired teacher. She was in her 70s when she came into my life. And so just imagine. So at age 4, I bonded with this woman. She was like my other grandma. She was so important to me. Old soul. My old soul. She had a young soul because she was putting up with a 4-year-old. She had the old box cameras where you would hold the box and you would look down and it would take a picture. That's her camera. That was her camera back then. She had that type of camera. This is all before cell phones and stuff. This was, we're talking the 70s here. She taught me to read. She was a teacher. And she taught me to read at age 4. Not the basics. I was in chapter books, 3rd grade. I'm pretty sure her and my grandma said I was at a 3rd grade reading level when I started kindergarten. So I was reading Black Stallion, Big Red, the Bobbsey Twins, Nancy Drew, all those kind of stuff. And there was, those aren't thin books. So reading was a passion, has been a passion for a long time. I was a tomboy. I did not do makeup. I did not do makeup in high school. I did not do makeup until I was in my 20s, mid-20s. Did a little bit. I mean, I knew the basics. I knew this. To me, then I discovered prestige makeup. I worked for a couple companies. To me, makeup was art, and I loved art. I was an art student. I loved painting. I loved drawing. I loved doing anything like that, craft stuff. Art, makeup is art. You're putting it on your face, and you're creating that image. Eyeshadows, eyeliners. I mean, I was prone to do one black liner, and then I had 2 color eyeliners usually under my eyes and stuff. And this was in 04, 05. So very dramatic, orange and turquoises were like traffic never bothered me. Never, because you plan accordingly. It was my thinking time. It was my clearing my mind time. When I'm going to work or when I'm going home, getting centered. And so driving has always been like that for me. It was kind of a joke a lot of times too, was going home and stuff. I'd leave at night, drive all night. I was fine with that. It was like just the time. And I would, when I was going through my divorce took 2 years. So I would leave and, go get off work. I worked 2 jobs, 2 full-time jobs in management for both stores. I would make sure my days off were on because I had to go to court. So I'd have to drive back to Illinois to go to court, which, so I'd leave that night, drive all night, get there, drive all night Saturday night after I got off work. I also bartended to help pay for the girls' schooling and stuff. So there was a lot going on there. But driving up to Illinois, which is a 12-hour drive, I found different ways to drive. Like my grandparents always drove one way, and then I was like, you know what, there's some better ways. So I started memorizing maps because we didn't have the phone thing. GPS, Garmin, all that was just, coming around and all that. Didn't have that kind of stuff back then. So we got construction. So we're all in one lane, and the car has it slows down when it's too close to another car. So I'm like, wait, why am I slowing down? That's why I'm slowing down. So I would drive all night, go there, take a nap, do the court thing, and literally turn around and drive back. Sometimes my grandma and the girls came with me because just to help, or she wanted to see, her kids, because all her daughters and everything all lived up there where I was going, and so the grandkids and all that were all up there. I was her first grandchild to have kids. For my mom, I am the only one that has girls. My sister, my brothers, all have boys. It's like an epidemic. There are 6 boys, and then my 2 girls. So my brother has the brother that's closest to my age has 2. The next one has 3, and then my little sister, not little, she's taller than me, and she should be 30 now. Is she 30 now? I think so. Has a little baby boy, Witten. I like it, Witten. So we have Bryce, Austin is my go-to nephew. He is the bomb. He is in college. He's an adult, like my daughters. I have watched this young man grow up and go through so many stages. He used to sit with me when I sewed or when my grandma sewed. Great kid. Bryce is my next nephew, and he's just like his dad. I don't know what else to say. And then we have Blaine, Rodney B, because he's named after his grandfathers. So, and then Elijah, and then Witten. So I have 6 nephews on that side, and then I have 2 adopted nephews. My husband, I had to marry my husband to get a niece. I have a beautiful little niece who is just a doll baby. I adore her. She's very smart, and she's going to be a scientist, I'm pretty sure. At the rate she's going, she will be, because she can already tell you about isotopes and all this other stuff. And she's 6. She'll be 6. She's 5. She'll be 6 this year. So, very, very wonderful young lady. So anyway, what was I going on? discussion because when you go to school, they're like, oh no, he's not your uncle, he's your cousin. So my grandma had to go in and explain, because it was very upsetting to two 5-year-olds when they're trying to explain to someone that this is this. But they treated us like brother and sister because we weren't allowed. They actually, kindergarten we were in the same class because you had morning or afternoon. So we were in the were we in the morning or were we in the afternoon? I think we were in the afternoon class. Anyway, I can't remember. But once first grade and stuff like that, they never gave us to the same. They always put us in different classes. They didn't want us together, so they separated us in the classrooms for second, third grade. Anyway, so that had to be explained. But I was so bored. Oh my gosh! So they had to give me extra homework, and they had to put me in special classes because I was bored. So for me to stay stimulated and not be like, why am I coming here? This is dumb. We had to do this. It was not a fun process for anybody. When you have a small school, a grade that there's 30 kids in the entire grade. So there's 10 girls, and there was like 10 girls on average and 20 boys on average. 30 kids. And you've got this one that is not, doing more. I mean, we're reading Dick and Jane in first grade, and I'm way past Dick and Jane. So it was a problem. So my brother, who's 4 years younger than me to the day, because he's born on my birthday, it's my birthday, we have to share it. Margie taught him math. So when he started school, he was at a middle school math, 3rd, 4th grade, right before, I think you could do some multiplication. I don't know about division, I can't remember. But, so, this is what you get when you live, back then, when you live by a retired teacher, to keep you busy. Growing up, I learned how to make homemade feather beds, raise some ducks. There's so much stuff. And we lived in town, and we had horses and ducks and chickens, and my grandma had sheep and chickens and cows, very mean cows. We had a dog that hated men. Go figure. We had cats that were, I had a well-rounded life. I mean, growing up, so the values and everything. But anyway, school is hard because I was bored, and when you're bored, it can cause issues learning stuff and doing stuff. Because my uncle, I know, he'd ace his test, but he wouldn't do his homework because it was just a waste of time as far as he was concerned. So he wasn't getting the grades he was supposed to. My mom was a firm believer if you got an A-, that was a B, and that was not acceptable. You should be getting A's and such. So get your crap done. That's how we were raised. A- was not an A, that was a B because it rounded down to a B. Anyway, so I tried not to do that with the girls. Certain times, one daughter, she didn't have to crack a book, which genetically, she got that from my mom's side of the family, definitely. The other one, she did have to work harder at it, and she did. She busted her butt. They both busted their butt. Don't take me wrong, but it was hard. I know a lot of my classes I didn't. As long as sun care is very important. I have sun care on. Here. Yeah, drive no hands. Woo, shouldn't do that. So skincare is kind of like more of a need. When I was working with Prestige, it was about the color. It wasn't as about skincare as much. I didn't have to. This sounds bad. I didn't have to use sun care back then, or sun care. I didn't have to use skincare. I had to use sun care. I didn't have to use skincare back then. I didn't look my age. I didn't look like, I didn't look like I was on my way to 50. I didn't look like I was on my way. I got ID'd a lot. I didn't look like I was on my way to 30. Menopause stinks. It messes with you completely. So I didn't worry about skincare. I really didn't start wearing skincare until I hit 40, which is crazy. Most people are like, oh my gosh, I didn't have the wrinkle issues. I didn't have, God, thank you. I was blessed. So it was never an issue. It wasn't something I really researched or was big on. I did the basic training, but my specialty was color back in the early 2000s when I worked for these prestige companies. That was what I was known for, was color. Putting it together, doing stuff, doing shows, fashion shows and all that. And it was all about the makeup. So I come into this job and it's skincare and makeup and hair care and sun care. So it's a whole different perspective. It's a wider base. It's more open. So constantly studying. I am constantly researching and looking up, cross-examining, getting people's opinions on stuff. Multiple opinions, not just one, but multiple opinions. And cross-referencing everything. I have journals and notebooks, binders. My boss is like, oh my gosh, how many binders do you have? Not enough, obviously, because I have all my product knowledge and all that stuff in there. Even after I read it and memorize it and practice it, I still have it there just in case. Like if I'm not there or someone just needs that learning perspective, it's there. So coffee. Beautiful blue skies. You guys don't understand how much I am enjoying this and the sunshine and everything. So anyway, skincare has become really dominant in what I work with and stuff now. I work with people of all types of skin issues, eczema, psoriasis, celiac disease, because people with that have that, because of food stuff, they're also finding out they react to skincare. Aveeno, things like, I hate saying that. Because I like Aveeno, but I do know if you have to be more gluten-free, things that are oat-based is not your friend. And it's hard. And so you've got to find stuff for them that's going to do the job, do it right, and be safe for them to use, and then they're going to react to it. I'm working with cancer patients, cancer survivors, and it's a very intense job. I don't know what to say, but I love it. I love it. I'm passionate about it. I don't even just stay in my location. I do events. I travel to various things. I talked to the high school. I've done stuff at the senior center. I've done events, and that's what matters, is getting the word out there. I'm not pushing one product. I'm pushing the product, or dialing in that product that suits that person's needs. And that's what I like about my job now, is it's not like I'm just only doing brand A and everybody fits into brand A. No, not everybody fits into brand A. That person walks in and you start up that conversation serum works, you don't have to get that whole line from there. There's certain lines that I like. And if you know me, you know which ones I like. I mean, if you watch my videos, I have friends like Brandy. Brandy knows there's certain ones I like. I'm all about it. I mean, ask me, I will tell you about that product. And it's not just because I like it. I've researched it, and the stuff that I know about it makes me very happy. I'm all about that. That's why I like it. But working with people and finding that right combination, because I don't want to help your drawer of shame. I don't want stuff to be in your drawer of shame when I'm working with you or talking to you. When I'm promoting something, I don't, in a sense, promote something. If it's something that's my favorite and it works for me, it works for me. And I try to always be blunt. Do I have some holy grails? Oh, heck yeah. If I could get everybody to use certain things and it would work for them, heck yeah. Because that's the cool thing about skincare. There's so much out there. And sometimes, yeah, it's the name. But sometimes you can find stuff that doesn't have that ticket because of the name that works just as good as the name. I love trying new skincare to a point. But now I've gotten to the point where I want to use up all the odds and ends, get them out of my collection, get my holy grails in there, and really move from there. Is my lipstick collection ever going to get under control? No. I think we might need to talk about that next. Is my collection. And if you've seen my collection, some people have seen the videos for my collection. I did a personal video for my friend Brandy, so she has seen like half of the collection. She didn't even see all of it. It's extensive. So that is going to be part of the next part of the road trip, I think. Hopefully y'all aren't bored yet. Hopefully you're skipping around, and hopefully you're just getting a good old chuckle. That's what I'm asking for. Is just get a good old chuckle about this, because I mean, this is random road trip by Reed. Maybe I should call it that instead of road trip part 1, road trip part 2. I've got blue skies. I'm enjoying it. Yes, random. Okay. Talk to you soon.